industry is fully committed to harmonize, to converge in terms of best practices, and we are ready to do our homeworks and to contribute to the Capital Markets Union by providing a solid asset class able to respond to the investor expectation, and there is a strong commitment from all the stakeholders in the covered bond industry.
Yeah, actually on harmonization, I think we looked into the responses that were given by the different partners, and 61 responses we had received on this consultation, and I think it's very interesting to see that the majority is actually for somehow like a harmonization in terms of sound principles and best market practices. So I think that is quite an important message. And another message also with regards to which areas could be maybe addressed in this harmonization. I think public supervision is one of them. And also the area of the cover pool monitor is an important one, which there should be some more harmonization, more standardization.
This harmonization shouldn't call into question the different covered bond model structure, because different structures are well known and well understood, and the different models were implemented and were defined given national specificities such as legal system, structure of the market.
We should aim for a combined solution where we have a directive with basic principles and recommendation that enables national authorities and issuers to implement regulation depending on their own characteristics of the market.
With regards to cover assets, I think there is the responses were pretty open there and said that there's no really a need of more harmonization or let's say taking out some parts of the asset classes. I think we are quite comfortable to using all the assets that are eligible at the moment and explain this to investors in a good way. And then of course transparency is always an issue that should be addressed here, also in terms of getting more standardization.
There is a strong consensus on the way forward, which is finding the right balance between flexibility and standardization. So the market should promote something, so market initiatives are extremely important, and that's the way forward. And in the meantime, the European Union will decide what is the best way to proceed, but the market is already bringing harmonization in place and it's already available for investors.
We've been working on this new harmonized transparency template, the so-called HTT. And I mean, the fact that it was a market-led initiative clearly makes a big difference, because then we can see that after intense dialogue with the market participants for covered bonds, we have reached a consensus, and now the implementation has been pretty smooth. We have 15 HTT templates across 5 countries, going from Singapore to Europe. So that's been very important. So it is already a global initiative.
And today 50% of French issuers have already implemented the HTT, and it represents 50% of all the issuers which have already implemented the HTT. So we will continue in this dynamic.
With the HTT, we wanted to have a common denominator. But at the same time, we wanted to have the ability to reflect the national differences, so allow for some flexibility, and the issuer can do that and have been doing that. So it's been working very well from our perspective.